Alright, so I'm going to be doing an album review of Quadeca's Voice Memo album. It came out on March 8th. I gave it a little bit of a listen when I was at work, but I didn't really give it that full listen that I kind of like to give albums from artists like Quadeca, because in his other songs, he's very lyrical, he's very technical with a lot of his punchlines, with a lot of his flows too. He really matches his flows with the beats and stuff like that. He's just, overall, I think he's a great artist. He produced this album all by himself. He got a couple beats from people, but like the producing, the mastering and stuff like that, it's all him. So I think that's really cool. All the beats on the songs are really great, honestly. I read a couple reviews online that you have to give it a really good listen. So that's why, it's another reason why I gave this album a really, really good listen this morning. And this is just going to be like a little bit of, it's just going to be what I think of all the tracks and stuff. I jotted down a couple notes on each song, what I really thought stood out in the songs and what I really enjoyed about each one of the songs. So yeah. The first song off the album is called Ego Death. The beginning switch, it kind of starts off slow and then it switches into this a little bit more of a, I don't say hard-hitting, but a little bit more of a kind of hype beat, and that's why I categorize this as a banger. I really do think it is. I really do think it's really, really great. I put it in one of my special playlists, my chill bangers, which is kind of like if I'm laying back, but like still want to listen to some dope bangers. The end verse is really what I enjoyed about this song the most. I thought it was really great. I thought it was a little deep. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but I do think it's deep. It does go into his mind a little bit. And then there's a voice memo switch at the end of the song, which I think is really great because the album is titled Voice Memos, and this is the ending voice memo is kind of like, it's recorded on his phone. So I just thought that was a really cool addition to it. The second song is called Imagination, and it samples a part from the main chorus from the Willy Wonka song Imagination, which I thought was really cool, but it just, I don't know, the chorus kind of seems a little bit, it lacks a little bit, and it's not one of the strong points in the song. The beat is really, really well put together. I did enjoy it. It does have this little piano played towards the imagination for Willy Wonka. I thought that was really cool about it also. The verses are definitely the strongest points, mainly the second verse, just because it's kind of like, oh, I want to make it. They're gonna remember me. I want them to remember me and stuff like that. I thought that was really, really nice. The third song is called Dream I Can't Remember. It's slower. I think it's the first change on the album, the first change of the mood, because both of the first ones are kind of they're a lot of rappy stuff, and this one's kind of like more mellow to it. The drops in the beginning and the end are fantastic. I thought they were great. And then he has this one line in the song where he goes, yeah, I'm a murder of memories, trying to turn life into a dream I can't remember, please. And I don't know why, that line kind of hit me really well. I liked it. It's in the end part of the song. I put this one in my weird mood playlist. It's kind of like if I'm just like not really feeling the day, or if I'm just in a weird mood. So yeah. The third song is called Thank You Next. This is, in my opinion, one of the weaker tracks on the album. I didn't really like it all too much. I didn't put it in one of my special playlists because I don't really think it has a spot in there. I don't know, I just didn't have a vibe to it. The beat's kind of basic. It's a hard hitter beat though. Quadeca is very, very confident in this song. He's like all boasting and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty funny. There's a big switch up at the end of the song, which I think is the real strong point of the song. And then he features Sad Frosty, and I don't really know who he is, but he's kind of lacking, you know. His I don't know. It just wasn't there for me. I didn't really enjoy his part all too much. His part kind of put me off. and then Quadeca came back in, and then the switch in the end. And that's what kind of put me back onto the song. So the 5th track is called "The Man on My Left Shoulder." He has a Coldplay line in there. I forgot what it was, but I singled it out. I thought it was really, really cool. And then there's a lot of mood switch ups in this song. It goes from being deep to talking about a bunch of other stuff. But the chorus is really great in the song. I enjoyed that. There's a big switch up in it. There is. And I do encourage you to listen to the song because there's a lot of stuff lyrically that I can't really pinpoint. I can't really pick a favorite lyric from the song just because the whole song is, honestly, it's fantastic. It is one of the longest songs. I think it's 5 minutes long, 5.5 minutes long. But it's lengthy, but I think it's worth it. I put this in my chill bangers playlist because I do think I'm gonna enjoy it when I'm just like chilling and I kind of listen to a really great song. A lyric that I singled out that I did enjoy was "I started looking in the mirror for my eyes and not my hair," and again that lyric, that was one of the lyrics that kind of hit me, and I was just like, I had paused and I was just like, holy shit. It was just, I don't know, it hit me and I was like, ah, fuck. I went back and I listened to that part again. It was just really good. Now the 6th track is called "Red Dot." In my opinion, he kind of snaps on this song a little bit because he's talking about like how everyone's fake in the game and how he wants to kind of like just like stay real, I guess, and it's just how everyone's like coming at him and all this stuff. The beat's very great on this song. There's another big switch up. There's a lot of switch ups in this album, which I really appreciate because it does show the versatility in his music style, which I always appreciate from artists. I singled out this one lyric. It says, "Everybody's aiming at me, but they only shoot they shot when the boy finally getting a shot," which I thought was really fucking dope. It was, I don't know, I just really fucked with that line. We're on to kind of the second half of the album. The one that kicks off the second half is the 7th track. It's called "Uh-huh," with an exclamation point at the end. I put this, second I heard it, I put it on my bangers playlist, easy. It's so fucking, it's hard hitting. I love it. The chorus is really catchy. He does this little "uh-huh" at the end of a couple lines in the chorus I thought was really funny. I thought it was a play kind of towards Ski Mask the Slump God, which I enjoyed. I thought it was dope. He does have a lot of punchlines in this song, which I think was really cool too. It shows his lyrical abilities. The beat, fucking awesome. Again, it's a very catchy song. And then he has this one line that says, "Ice in my cream, that Ben & Jerry's." And I thought that was cool because his name is actually Ben, and Ben & Jerry's, like, you know, is an ice cream brand. On to the 8th track called "Real Things." The beat in this song is great. The meaning of the song is fantastic. This meaning of the song is kind of a little bit like Red Dot, except Red Dot was kind of more of people coming at him and stuff, and how they're saying like, oh, he's not great and all this stuff. He's a YouTube rapper, blah blah blah. This one is really how everyone's fake, and he's trying to keep it real. He's trying to be the real thing, the real one. And line that I singled out from that is "My career belongs in Whole Foods. This that organic. This shit is organic, bitch." And I think that really ties with like everything in the song. He's saying like he's fucking real. He doesn't put any of that fake shit in his lyrics or in his songs, and I think that's really fucking dope. The 9th track on this album is called "War." It's the second song to feature somebody, and it features Dax. This one I didn't really have too much to say on it because it was a single that he released, and I listened to it and it was okay. I do think it's kind of one of the weaker songs on the album. I did put this on my bangers playlist just because the overall listen to it is fucking hard. Quadeca has a line in there and he says, "Fuck all the clout. This is not about a dollar sign." And I don't know, I fuck with that line. And then Dax, although his part was okay, he did have a line that said, "HB 2 pencil ass nigga, cause I always got lead." And I thought that was kind of clever because I draw sometimes and I use HB2 pencils. And I don't know, I thought it was cool. The end of Dax's verse was kind of weak. He does that who you know thing. He starts off every line kind of with like who you know does blah 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 blah, and then he ends it and he goes who you know, and then he goes you don't know nobody. I just think that was kind of like this is a weak way to end a verse that was overall pretty decent on a hard-hitting song. I feel like he should have put a little bit more time into it. And the 10th track is called Unusual. This is the third and final feature on the album, and he's featuring B. Lou. I put this on my chill bangers because I do like the song. This was another single that he dropped before he dropped the album, and I really like this song. Again, I didn't really have too much to say on it because I listened to it a bunch before, so it's kind of, and it's not really like anything too deep. It's just, he has, main point of his thing is basically just, he's very unusual. He's a very awkward kid. If you look at his videos, he's very awkward. He does have a line, Quadeca does have a line in there. He says, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She never wanted to pick up on my line. And then that is actually a startup to a great run of other bars and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. I've always liked that line ever since it came out, and every time I play it, I sing along with it just because I like the sound of the run. It's catchy. The beat is dope. I do enjoy the beat a lot. And then B. Lou, he has a line in there. He says, just like a blender, leave your ass mixed. And I thought that was a cool line, I guess. I don't know. It's funny punchlines and then kind of shit that hits me hard that I mainly jotted down in this. Other than that, B. Lou's verse, kind of weak. Definitely not something that I feel like should have been on this song. I feel like B. Lou should have came a little bit harder with it. But other than that, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing that'll bring down the song too much, but yeah. The 11th track is called Rowboat and is the interlude of the song. It is the slowest song on the album, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think the song is very mellow. It's very nice to listen to. It does have the last 2 lines I really love. And then the cool thing about it is the whole interlude is it's a voice memo that he recorded on his phone, on his piano and stuff like that. Put this one in my Weird Mood playlist just because it kind of has that feel to it. The lyrics kind of tie into that too. The 12th song of this album is called Eyes. I'm kind of iffy on which playlist to put this in because it kind of has 2 feels to it. It has like a chill banger feel, and then it kind of has a weird mood feel too. So it's kind of like back and forth between, oh yeah, this is nice to listen to, and then the other part where it's just like, damn, I'm in my feels. I kind of want to listen to something that'll put me in my feels. The hook and the chorus, both in my opinion, they hit me hard. I enjoyed them very much. When I was done with the song, I replayed the beginning hook, and then I went to the next song, and just because I really love the beginning hook. There's a chill beat on it that I really like. It ties in with the lyrics very well. It just all fits together very well. And the flows on the songs, especially in the second verse, is really good. And that's one of the parts I enjoyed the most. And then this last song off the album was called These Days. And it's the second longest song on the album. It's 4.5 minutes long. Again, I didn't know what to put this in because it has so many different feels to it. So I didn't know what playlist for mine to put it in. There is a big switch at I believe at the end, and it's blew my fucking mind. It was fantastic, and the hook is very, very good. The one line that I singled out from this album is too many hours I spent dwelling on the good times, while the clock's hands are waving back at me goodbye. And I thought that lyric was fantastic. It just hit me hard, and I paused it. I had to jot that down because it was just, it was great. Overall, this album was very, very good. It's one of my favorite albums so far, 2019. I've been following Quadeca for, I want to say about 2 years, a year and a half. So I've seen a lot of change from just his regular YouTube rap videos to putting out. He put out a couple diss tracks. He put out a couple singles. And he has other material other than this that I actually do want to go check out. I haven't gotten the chance to check them out, so I think I'm going to check them out later. But this album was very good, and I'm very, very impressed with him just being a YouTube rapper. It's fantastic. It's great. I think you should give it a listen. And when I say give it a listen, I mean sit down, bring up the lyrics, listen to the instrumentals of the song. Also listen to the lyrics. So the lyrics are, there's a lot of stuff that you miss. Like when I listened to it my first run through, my half run through, I guess, when I was working, I didn't catch a lot of the stuff that I did when I listened to it again. And I appreciate it a lot more now that I actually listen to it with the lyrics, because it gives it a whole different meaning. Like there's a couple different interpretations from each song that you can get, and I really enjoy that when an artist is able to pull that off this well. Plus the production in the album is very good. The fact that he did it by himself, other than getting some beats from other people, is fantastic. I like the voice memos that he adds in there from his phone. I think that's a very nice touch, and it's called voice memos, so I kind of anticipated that, but on the same note, it's still a great addition to it. I think it adds a bit of uniqueness to it. There's only really like 2 songs that kind of lack, I guess, but the rest of the album completely make up for it. It makes the whole album completely playable. Like they're not, the songs that lack aren't bad. They just don't come up to par with the rest of the album. And I mean, I think that's okay. But overall, I think it's a great album. I give it a 9 out of 10. I would even say 10 out of 10 if those weaker songs were a little bit stronger. But overall, 9 out of 10. Thank you for listening to my little review type thing. It's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I was kind of rambling on some parts. So I appreciate it.